it's Corey from Super Kami Guru 9000, and it's time again for another Top 10 Naruto video. The Naruto manga and anime franchise is one of the most popular action series of all time, and it's easy to see why. It's beloved for its enduring characters, its rich and complex storyline, it's got boatloads of humor, not to mention lots of kick-ass ninja action. And next to the characters themselves and the overall design of the series, my favorite thing about Naruto is indeed the action and battle scenes. They're incredibly creative. You'd think a show about ninja wouldn't be that explosive, but by the end of the series, the entire planet is literally caught up in the battle of this big ninja war, and it leads to a lot of really great scenes. In fact, it got me thinking, what are my favorite Naruto fights and battle scenes? And that's where this list comes in, my friends. And I just want to stress that this was one of the hardest top 10 lists to make because almost every single fight in the Naruto series is fun, inventive, and amazing in its own special way. Whether it be something that's a battle to the death, or something really humorous, like where Naruto farts on Kiba's face for the first time. And so I would like to ask you guys to join me in counting down my top 10 favorite fights and battle scenes from the Naruto series. The rules are, there are no rules. I can pick from the manga, the anime series, the OVAs, the movies, even the video games. If there's a fight scene I like, I'm gonna talk about it. Now remember guys, this is my list, so some of your favorite fight scenes are probably not going to make this list. However, I want to hear from you guys. What are your favorite fight scenes from the Naruto series? If you can give me a list of 10 in the comments below, that'd be great. If you just want to tell me about a specific one, that's great too. I want to hear from you guys. So, without further ado, here is my top 10 favorite Naruto fight scenes and battles. My number 10 choice goes to the penultimate moment of the Chunin exam, Naruto versus Gaara. This was a turning point for the series, not only for the character of Naruto, but for the character of Sasuke as well. This was this part of the series where he realized that he's actually slowly getting overtaken by his goofy rival. And Naruto really gets to show off in this battle, which starts out really small and just explodes into this massive village invasion. Orochimaru's destroying everything, Gaara is slowly going insane and turning into the Shukaku, fighting against Sasuke, trapping Sakura, when suddenly the hero appears from out of nowhere. And after a series of literally 1,000 clones beating up on him, Gaara finally transforms into the one-tail form of Shukaku, who completely takes over control of the battle and just starts destroying everything. The landscape, the village, and he has his eyes set on Naruto, and that's when this big, massive monster battle begins, where Naruto summons Gamabunta, he finally throws down with Shukaku. When he transforms Gamabunta into Kurama, that moment is one of the greatest moments of the entire series as far as I'm concerned. It's symbolism and it's also badass, and it all ends with Naruto finally ending the battle with a massive badass punch and headbutt, and they both crawl to each other at the end and realize they're not so different. In fact, they could be best friends, setting up one of the greatest rivalries and friendships in the entire series. My number 9 choice is Sakura and Chiyo fighting against Sasori, specifically the anime version of it. This episode of Shippuden was like the first one where you're like, oh yeah, this series is going to be epic. People are going to be talking about this for a long time. And it is, without a doubt, I think, the greatest Sakura battle of all time. And a lot of that does have to do with the fact that they focused on her core abilities and her taijutsu skills. That scene in the anime version when she finally just goes buck wild and starts fighting against countless puppets at once with her taijutsu skills is not only impressive, but frankly, it's just badass. It is easily the greatest Sakura moment of all time. And the fact that she's being helped by Chiyo just makes it even better, because Chiyo is actually able to use her like a puppet, which actually sort of amplifies her ability, because Chiyo is an incredible ninja. She has a lot of experience, and Sasori is an amazing opponent for both of them, and he just throws everything at them Constantly, they fight against all of the puppets. The freaking third Kazekage. Motherfucking 100 puppets come in, and then Sasori brings the heat himself. And yet they still manage to win the battle, and it is absolutely amazing, and it is the greatest Sakura moment in the series as far as I'm concerned. My number 8 choice goes to Kakashi versus Obito. This was a really tough choice to make because currently, I would say in terms of like the animation and stuff, it's probably my favorite thing from the Naruto anime at this point. But when they got to that episode in Shippuden, it just amplified everything that was epic about that manga chapter. It had amazing artwork and animation, the music was amazing, the voice acting was great, and it was really the defining moments for both Obito and Kakashi, and it's really Kakashi's ultimate battle. Like, he does get involved at the very end of the series against the battle with Kage, and he's basically there to witness the battle between Naruto and Sasuke, but this is like the big moment for Kakashi, and that anime version just did it so well. The taijutsu moments, all of the jutsus they used, the absolute ferocity of the battle is something that was just contained perfectly within that episode, and it's one that I can just rewatch hundreds of times and never get bored with it. My number 7 choice, I am totally cheating because I couldn't choose just one fight for this character. My number 7 choice is Madara versus everyone. And that's because he has so many amazing fights in the series, fights against so many powerful ninja, and just walks over all of them. Except until that one point where suddenly Black Zetsu decides that he's going to be the will of Kaguya and takes over the end of the series, which I'm still not quite sure how I feel about. I almost wish that we could have seen a Madara versus Kaguya moment, which never happened. Despite that, we really got to see what Madara was capable of. His first formal introduction was beyond epic, to say the least. Just the fact that he was fighting against hundreds of ninja at once without even having any trouble, summoning the meteorites and then fighting against the Kages and all of the frickin' massive ass Susanoo just coming out of nowhere, the countless battles with Hashirama. He's a cocky, self-absorbed asshole, but he is freaking fun to watch, and it's really hard to pinpoint what his favorite fight in the series is. Right now, I think in the anime version could be the one where he fights against all of the ninja at once and summons the meteorites. It just looks fantastic, but we don't even know what the anime is going to bring us in the next coming months. It could be something really amazing, so I'm really looking forward to seeing what that is at the moment, but so far, number 7, it's Madara versus everyone. It's every Madara fight. I'm cheating. My list. Back off. Cheat no jutsu. My number 6 choice goes to Naruto versus Pain. The entire battle from beginning to end. Both the manga version and the anime version. They both do it justice. What I loved most about the battle between Naruto and Pain is they almost made it seem like it could be the final arc of the series. Everything was amplified to such an intense level, and it wasn't even just Naruto versus Pain. The amazing Hinata scene, where she finally stands up to Pain and acknowledges and confesses her love to Naruto, is one of the most beautifully sad scenes I've ever seen from an anime series. That anime version is amazing, and what I love most about it is, even after Hinata has been seemingly killed, that scene where they focus in on Naruto's face, you can literally feel the seething anger that he is feeling at that moment when he suddenly explodes and transforms into his monstrous Kurama form, which then proceeds to just go on a freaking rampage. And it is a controversial anime episode. We've already covered this multiple times, but I just love the epicness of that episode. I especially love how they add in all of the water exploding into the arena. Just everything looks so impressive and mind-bending. This is like the equivalent of Goku going Super Saiyan for the first time. This is a huge moment for the series, and it also gives us our very first tease to some brand new abilities that Naruto is going to have much later in the series. And of course, I just love the whole full circle moment of him throwing down with Pain, who was Yahiko, who was also students with Nagato, who were in turn the students of Jiraiya. And then of course he gets to meet his father for the first time. It's one of the most character-defining moments for Naruto of the entire series, and it also just happens to be one hell of a roller coaster ride of a ninja battle. Check it out, give the anime version a chance. If you just can't stand it, at least you can read the kick-ass manga version. My number 5 choice almost was number 1. it was really tough for this one because it's one of my favorite anime episodes of all time, and when I read this battle in the manga for the first time, I thought it was impressive. But after seeing the consequences of it, that's what got me excited for the anime version, and it delivered, and it's Killer Bee versus Sasuke and his team Taka. That was so freaking amazing. Killer Bee is not only just a really funny character, but he can actually back up his words. Like, he says a lot of annoying bullshit in his terrible raps, but he will knock the shit out of you, and he makes Sasuke look like a fool in this battle. He just totally trolls him the entire time. And just the way they animated his multiple swords in that battle in that episode was absolutely fantastic. And it's an episode that you can actually always go back to and enjoy singularly for what it is, because it's really the only moment of the entire series, I believe, where Killer Bee actually uses that ability, where he uses all of the swords at once. So it makes it a very distinctive episode. But just when he actually picks up Zabuza's sword and uses it against Suigetsu, and then just that lariat. Oh my god, that lariat was so awesome! I loved it in the manga version. When I was watching it for the first time, like at my computer desk, years ago, I literally jumped up out of my chair. I was like, yeah, finally! Sasuke's getting put in his place, and by Killer Bee! And it was at that moment, literally that moment, where Sasuke thinks he hit him with his attack, and then Killer Bee just comes up and he's like, boom! 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 Killer Bee is now in my top 5 favorite characters, at least, just for that moment. It was an amazing battle. I cannot talk good enough about it. Go watch the anime episode right now, or better yet, go pick up the DVD from Viz Media. It is awesome. My number 4 choice goes to Obito's rampage against the Mist Ninja. This goes for both the manga version and the anime version. They both do the whole scene justice, and they're both special in their own kind of way. First, the manga version is way more violent. If you just want a lot of blood and guts, it's all over it. But if you want some amazing voice acting, atmosphere, and music, combined with some incredible fight choreography that will literally leave you scared, see the anime version. It's the friggin' shit. Especially Obito's voice actor, who really sells that moment where he goes through his rampage and starts running at the Mist Ninja. You can feel the weight and impact from the ground as he is literally jumping up and attacking these fools with his ridiculous Mokutan abilities, blood, wood swords, destroying everything in his path. And that scene where he looks up at the ninja and he has blood all over his mask, and suddenly the Mokutan explodes from his body. Fear. That's all I felt during that scene, and it was amazing. And it's also one of the biggest moments for Obito in the series, and my absolute favorite fight scene from him, hands down. Watch it, read it, it kicks ass. My number 3 choice goes to my favorite battle from the Chunin exams, Rock Lee versus Gaara. This moment was anime sex. The first time I saw it, it was amazing. My favorite thing about the episode in particular was the memories I have with it, because I distinctly remember watching this with a group of about 4 friends. We were all huddled around my computer, and none of us had seen this episode. We had no idea what was going to happen, and it just exploded off of the screen. Rock Lee completely stole our attention. The fact that he just removed all of his weights, became even quicker, and then started opening up all of his chakra gates and literally just wailing on Gaara. This was the first part of the series where he actually had damage done to him. Little by little, Rock Lee was winning this battle, and he didn't even know ninjutsu! It was so well animated, but Gaara still ends up winning the battle, and he ends up setting himself up to be one of the main villains and antagonists of that arc, and it got you even more excited for Naruto to wail on him. However, Naruto's battle was really good against Gaara. It's really all about that Rock Lee Gaara fight, which is just still amazing, in an episode that I go back to all of the time. It's good in the manga version, but that anime version just, it's like a Naruto movie. It looks that good. Check it out if you haven't seen it, and rewatch it 100 more times after that. Here we are, guys. We are down to the top 2, and this was by far the hardest one to make on the list. So number 2 goes to Naruto versus Sasuke. For the first time at the Valley at the end, not at the very end of the series. And the only reason is because I liked it in the manga version, but I really want to see what the anime version is going to look like and what they're going to do with it. But at this point in time, Naruto versus Sasuke at the Valley of the End, very first time, was incredible. Still is incredible, and it continues to surprise me with how good the choreography is, how intense everything is, and that first transformation sequence from Naruto when he goes into his one-tailed state is just amazing. It is so good. I've already said that Naruto versus Pain is like the Super Saiyan moment of the series. This is like the Kaioken moment. This is like Goku versus Vegeta getting ready to destroy the Earth, freaking Kamehameha versus Gatling Gun. Except what I really love is just the focus on hand-to-hand combat. In this episode, it was by far the best that we've seen from the entire series. And it was really brutal, and it was really depressing at the same time, because the whole battle was just about two friends who were just destroying each other and trying to bring each other back and save each other. And, you know, Sasuke was putting up a huge front, and Naruto just wanted to help out his friends and Sakura. And it's just, it ends up being a very depressing battle, which actually sets the tone for the rest of the series and pretty much sets up what the rest of the entire series is going to be about, which is going to be the conflict between Naruto and Sasuke, which really could have just been an afterthought for the series, but it ended up being like the hallmark of everything. And appropriately, their other final battle was at the same location, and the Valley of the End is very important to the world of Naruto, especially to the other characters of Hashirama and Madara, and we didn't even know that at the time. Just the fact that they were fighting in front of Madara, who'd never even been mentioned before, like, we got our very first glimpses of those characters, and it's just a mind-blowing battle. And of course, you know, Naruto doesn't just steal the entire show. You know, Sasuke gets to do cool things too. He gets to go through his curse seal transformation with the creepy hand wings and everything, and then they plow into each other at the very end. It's so intense. The symbolism of Sasuke's headband getting cut, just, it's an amazing battle. I love everything about it. The episode is fan-freaking-tastic. I could watch it every single day. Sometimes I do. It's that damn good. Check it out, guys. It's one of the greatest battles of the entire series. Before we get to number one, let's have some honorable mentions because there are just way too many other action scenes to not talk about. First, Naruto versus Sasuke, the final battle of the series. Love everything about it. It's so intensely awesome. I love that they use all of their core abilities to the, like, highest degree possible, and it all ends with them blowing each other's arms off. It's completely intense, symbolic, and sets up everything for the next part of the series. Drunk Rock Lee versus Kimimaro. It's fun, it's fast, it's fluid, it's one of the most hilariously badass action scenes I've ever seen in any anime, period. Sasuke versus Itachi. This battle is just awesome. It starts out with just pure raw ninja abilities, eye techniques, throwing shuriken, and it finally evolves when we get to see Susanoo for the first time, Orochimaru coming back, transforming into a massive 8-headed snake, and then getting destroyed by Susanoo, and slowly but surely, Itachi walks towards Sasuke, getting ready to finish him off, when he suddenly dies. It's a shocking, surprising, and badass battle that must be seen. Jiraiya versus Pain. Jiraiya is one hard motherfucker because he goes up against Pain and all the other paths of Pain by himself, takes one of them out, gets a lot of crucial information, and has probably the manliest death of the entire series. My final honorable mention goes to the battle against Kakuzu and Hidan. This encompasses everything when they fight against Ino Shikacho, Kakashi, Naruto, and the anime version is so good. I love the hand-to-hand fighting in that episode, and I especially finally loved seeing Kakuzu and Kakashi throw down, and Hidan was so devastatingly awesome in that episode, and Shikamaru was so smart, and the music was amazing. It's one of the greatest action episodes of all time, and one of my absolute favorite. And now, guys, it's time for my number one choice. My favorite battle from the Naruto series is Naruto and Kurama fighting against all of the Bijou, minus Shukaku. This battle is not the flashiest. It's not the craziest. It's a very simple, just like monster battle, but I love it. I love everything about it. When I read it in the manga version for the first time, I was just blown away by the scale of this battle. Just finally getting to see all of the Bijou out at once, using their abilities and fighting against Naruto. It really doesn't get any crazier than that. And even though it ended up getting much crazier than that, I still always go back to this battle. And again, it's another big moment for Naruto because it's when both Naruto and Kurama finally begin to cooperate with each other, and when he gets his brand new form with a cloak, goes inside of Kurama, charges against all the Bijou, and it's just pure epicness. He gets help from Killer Bee, and the scope of the battle is just insane. Just all the different abilities of the beasts, freaking the Three Tails rolling around like a tire, and then just all of the Bijou bombs all at once. In the manga version, that was a crazy way to end that chapter when they both start to charge up their attacks and are about to blast them at each other. And in the anime version, we get to see the entire battle in full. They both hit, they contact, they go up into the air, and then they just destroy landscapes all around them. It really sets up like the power levels for the final arc of the series, and it does a really great job of doing that, and it's a huge spectacle. And I really wish we could have seen a little bit more from the Bijou themselves because they're really awesome. They have incredible designs. But this is by far, I think, the best moment for the Bijou of the entire series, and it's a great anime episode, it's an even better manga, and it is my absolute favorite big badass battle of the entire series. So there it is. Those are my top 10 favorite battles and fight scenes from Naruto at this point in time. For all I know, a year from now this could change, and maybe I'll make this a yearly tradition where I'll change it up and see if there's anything that gets added or something that gets subtracted, because there's all types of brand new Naruto content coming out, with a brand new Naruto movie coming out in 2015, and the last which just came out in theaters, and there's already been a ton of spoiler footage online, and I'm not gonna lie, I've seen a lot of it. I've seen a lot of Naruto fighting against Toneri Otsutsuki on the moon, and I'm not gonna lie, it looks really cool. But until I see it in its final, full, amazing Blu-ray quality, I'm not going to judge it quite yet. But there it is! Those are my top 10 favorite fights. But what about you guys? Do you like my list? Do you disagree with it? Do you have a top 10 favorite Naruto battle and fight scene list? Please tell me in the comments section below. Before you guys leave, please hit that like button so you can thumb this video up. And remember to tell me about your lists and subscribe to our channel if you have not already. You can do that by clicking on the channel icon right up here. And you guys can also follow us on Facebook and on Twitter.